And moving to Latin America, Nayib Bukele has been sworn in as the president of El Salvador for the second time. His inauguration was attended by his ideological allies, including Argentina's President Javier Milei and Donald Trump Jr., the son of the former U.S. president. Now, this was amid security concerns after police say they thwarted a plot to detonate bombs at different locations across the country. Bukele, the 42-year-old former nightclub manager, was reelected in February with 85% of the vote. The self-proclaimed, quote, coolest dictator, end quote, was only able to seek re-election, however, after a Supreme Court ruling allowed him to bypass a constitutional ban on consecutive terms. Now, in his inauguration speech, Bukele pledged to fix the economy following his successful treatment of the cancer of gangs.
Salvadoran society is still like a sick person. It has had multiple illnesses since it was born, for a long time, since the birth of our country. We have problems with economy, health, education, infrastructure, employment, housing, and a long list. But over 30 years ago, a bigger and more urgent disease appeared, the cancer known as gangs, which turned into the most urgent problem that needed to be solved. We all remember that.
Now, Bukele enjoys sky-high approval ratings due to his heavy-handed crackdown on criminal gangs since he first came to power in 2019. In fact, under his rule, El Salvador went from being called the world's murder capital to among the safest nations in the region. In fact, last year, the number of murders in El Salvador fell to 154, down from 495 the year before, which is a nearly 70% decrease. The Salvadoran president declared a state of emergency back in 2022 that's still under effect today to arrest almost 80,000 presumed gangsters without a warrant. Bukele built the largest prison in Latin America to house these alleged criminals. However, human rights organizations have criticized his campaign and have reported the killing and torture of detainees, including minors. Now, many hope Bukele will fulfill his election promise of fixing the economy. The poverty rate has swelled to more than 27%, and food inflation has outpaced salary increases. Another concern is public debt, which has skyrocketed to more than $30 billion, or 84% of the GDP. In 2021, President Bukele made Bitcoin a legal tender in El Salvador, the first country in the world to do so. Now, this was to revitalize El Salvador's dollarized and remittance-reliant economy. In fact, he's invested an undisclosed amount of taxpayer money in the cryptocurrency despite warnings about volatility risk. Last week, officials from Argentina met Salvadoran authorities to enhance their adoption of Bitcoin as well. The spotlight on President Bukele has only grown brighter, and so is the pressure to find a cure for El Salvador's ailing economy. From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
We're beating Biden.
How dare he say that?
If it's breaking news, we're live with the latest coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill, we know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on Firstpost America.
Confused by the barrage of numbers, deafened by the chorus of experts, disoriented by the flying graphics? Don't worry, we've got you covered. On Firstpost, we're keeping things simple. The most important seats, the high-profile candidates, and the most lucid analysis. As India counts its votes, tune in to Firstpost. Catch our live coverage on June 4th on all our platforms. Also, the special edition of Vantage.